It's been several weeks since my last video. I was out of town the past 2 weekends, so today I'm going to catch you up on everything that you've missed as I try to turn $1,000 of Robinhood's money into $1,000 of my money using high-yield ETFs. And of course, this is for entertainment purposes only. It's not investing, financial, or any other type of advice. My account value is up to almost $2,280. If we check out my margin situation, we can see that I'm at low risk, almost 12% above my maintenance ratio. So things have been looking up these past couple of weeks. Here on Robinhood Legend, we can take a look at all of the assets in the account, sorted by market value from highest to lowest. PAAA takes up the most room here as my foundation fund, with a market value of over $2,440. SPYI is in second position, followed by CHPY, NVII, and BLOX. BLOX is a combination of two different sleeves and represents the culmination of a lot of capital loss from MSTY, COIW, and HOOW. At the bottom here, you can see I have about $10 maybe worth of cryptocurrencies that I received as awards. These are calculated into the total, but aren't really part of this experiment. Here's a look at the price return chart for my high-yield ETFs over the past 3 trading weeks, comparing their performance against the S&P 500. NVII did the best, up almost 10%. CHPY about 3.5% in the positive. BLOX down over 4.5%, while the S&P 500 returned about 5%. Let's take a look at the total return. And that certainly helps, with NVII up almost 13%, CHPY 6%, BLOX down about 2.6%. I received 3 dividends from each of my high-yield ETFs since the last video. We'll start with NVII. All of these were in that 22 to 23 cents per share area, and the annualized percentage for these has been trending up recently, closer to 50%. All of these dividends were split in half, 50% invested back into NVII and 50% invested into SPYI. So that means I was able to invest $2.67 into NVII and the same amount into SPYI. Here's a look at the dividend amount for this ETF in a chart form. You can see it's been fairly steady, with some spikes here and there. Next, we have the BLOX dividends, ranging between 87 cents and 95 cents, and this maintains a 36% annualized distribution rate, which is what the fund aims for. Unfortunately, the share price of BLOX has been heading down, meaning the distribution has also gone down. These dividends were split in half and reinvested. Here we have about $1.36 reinvested back into BLOX. Here's a look at the dividend amount in a graph form for the last 6 months. You can definitely see a downward trend, with the most recent dividends getting close to the lows for the last 6 months. Next, we'll scroll over and take a look at CHPY, paying me between about 53 and 55 cents per share over the last 3 weeks. And this is around 40% annualized return. I was able to reinvest $2.45 into CHPY, with a near equivalent amount reinvested back into SPYI. Here's the CHPY graph for the last 6 months for the dividend amount. It is heading higher, recently sloped down, but seems to have leveled off and may be turning a corner. This is the purchase log I keep for each of the funds, and this one's for NVII. We can see I initially sold my NVYY shares on April 22nd and bought into NVII. And here are each of the dividend reinvestments. So you can see that I'm making these very small fractional purchases of shares as I approach 8 shares of NVII. Here's the BLOX log, where you can see where I purchased COIW, sold it, bought some blocks, then combined that with the HOOW position, out to about 9.5 shares. And for CHPY, same thing, up to over 3 shares now. And here's the SPYI log. Everywhere you see buy, this is a dividend from some of the other ultra high yield ETFs, versus this dividend reinvestment is from SPYI's own dividends. And these are getting regular purchases, getting close to 5 shares. I also received my monthly dividend from PAAA at almost 20 cents per share for a total of $9.39. These dividends are reinvested directly back into PAAA in their entirety. I don't split that with SPYI. This is used to help build my margin buffer, so hopefully I can avoid margin problems like I've had in the past. And finally, the total return summary. Still not looking great. The NVII, previously NVYY position is down over 20%. My major problem is what's currently in the BLOX position, which was formerly COIW, HOOW, and MSTY. That's lost over 75% of its value, and that's even with half of the dividends reinvested. CHPY, formerly SNOY, is not doing bad, down about 12.5%. Combined, these ultra-high yield ETFs are down about 46%. On the bright side, I have my SPYI profit. Everything here that was invested came from half of the dividends of the other high yield ETFs, as well as SPYI's own dividend being reinvested. So it's up to about $267. So when I combine my losses here with my profit here, overall the experiment's down about 19%. If you found this video helpful or entertaining, I would really appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe. And if you'd like to learn more about my small account margin strategy, check out the first 5 videos in the series for a deep dive. I've also got lots of videos about my margin issues and how I got out of them. Good luck hunting those infinite dividends. Take care.